had somebody that was choking, if they are coughing, let them cough. They will cough it up much more effectively than you whacking them on the back.
Okay.
If they're not coughing, remind them to cough, even though it's a reflex action. Sometimes getting something stuck can make you think, oh, can I, can't I? And you usually can, so you can get it done. If it's someone smaller, have a look and see if there is something obvious that's there, and you would go down to have a look rather than head back and stick your fingers down, because quite obviously that's going to go make things worse. Make sure that they are choking, so do just check. If they are going puce and their eyes are watering and there's no sound coming out, they are choking. Then what you need to do is put your hand on their chest, lean them forward and hit them hard. And check. And check. If it's a smaller child, you might want to use gravity, so you might want to put them over like that. Hit and check. Hit and check. And what you are doing when you're doing this is treating them like a giant tomato ketchup bottle. When you are hitting them, you're using the air and the force behind the air to force that obstruction out. So they're going to be winded and they're not going to be able to tell you that it's come out. So you're going to need to keep checking. So when you check, so you hit and check, you're looking to see if they've changed colour, if they've been sick on the floor, if the obstruction is now out. If they start to cry, it's not life-threatening choking anymore. It might not be out, but it's not life-threatening anymore. So you would need to very calmly, the calmer you are, the calmer they will be. If you start panicking, they will pick up on it very quickly, it will get very tight, and it will get scary. So nice and calmly, and most times, 99 times out of 100, nice calm back slaps, firm back slaps, or back blows as they prefer to call them, because a slap suggests that you're taking the force away. If you're taking the force away, you're not actually getting the force through the child to have the sort of follow through to get the obstruction out. So what you need to be doing is keep your hand there so that the force goes through them and gets that out. So nice calm back blows will usually get the obstruction out. Now, choking is incredibly common. Incredibly common. The kids you're looking after will choke. Fatalities from choking are fortunately really rare, which is good. They do happen. There was a fatality around here fairly recently in a nursery when they gave them some jelly and a jelly cube got stuck. And there was another fatality when they were chopping up food. They were chopping up sausages and they chopped them up like we would normally do into perfect circles. If you're chopping up food for little ones, avoid perfect circles, because if it gets stuck and it's a perfect circle, then you've got far less chance of any air at all getting through. And both those cases, the children died. So it is rare for children to die from choking, but it can happen. So you lean forward and you hit them hard on the back. They will have red marks on their back with what you were doing, but it's not going to do any permanent damage. You want to check each time, because otherwise you'll be going wham, 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 and you'll find it's come out on one and you're still waiting for good measure. So nice and calm, up to about 5 times, and keep checking each time. If it hasn't come out on those first 5 times, I would be inclined to call for an ambulance. The book and the Resuscitation Council guidelines gives you much longer, but I would be inclined to get an ambulance on the way because it's scary. Your second line treatment for choking for a child over the age of 1 up to an adult, we'll do babies in a second, is the old Hammett manoeuvre, abdominal thrust, Mrs. Doubtfire, whatever you want to call it. You want to make a fist like that with the thumb towards you and put it between your tummy button and under your rib cage. Okay, up like that. Then with the other hand, you want to pull up over the top and pull up and under in a J-shaped motion.
So, sorry, we're tummy button.
J.
So your thumb in your tummy button.
So between your tummy button, just above your tummy button, and under your rib cage, and then a J-shaped motion. So up and under.
Good.
Yeah, it should make you feel a bit sick, hurt slightly. So you're going to be up like that, and it should go. Ugh. That's using it like bellows to force it out. So the first one was like giant tomato ketchup bottle. Second one's like bellows. So 5 of those, 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 5 of those. If it doesn't come out, we will cover it when we look at the babies. Okay? So for a baby that is choking, if they're really tiny, they can sometimes find that they've got vomit and mucus that gets stuck down there. You don't need to hit them on the back, but you just put them like that and you can pull all that stringy stuff clear. They can go quite blue with that. If that's not the problem, finger and thumb on the bottom jaw, like that, holding the airway open to horizontal, and you would roll them over onto your arm, so you're supporting them down your arm, and then put them down your leg or across your lap, so that you are supporting them completely like this when you hit them hard, so that you are not bending them or anything. It's the old style, oh, get it out, but look what that would do to their spine. So you're supporting their head and neck like that, airway open in the horizontal position, down like that, and you would hit and check, hit and check, hit and check. Again, up to about 5 times, it should come out. If it doesn't come out on that, your second line treatment for a baby is not the abdominal thrust, because you will do serious damage. So your second line treatment for a baby is a chest thrust. So exactly the same place as where you were when you were resuscitating a baby. So squishy, squishy down to there, firm bit, right in the middle. So roughly between the nipples. There. And what you are doing is 2 fingers and an upward thrust, like that, to force that out. So you do 5 of those, 5 back slaps, 5 of those, 5 back slaps, 5 of those, 5 back slaps, 5 of those back slaps. What are you going to do if it doesn't come out? What's going to happen?
Going to lose consciousness?
They're going to lose consciousness. What happens to your muscles when you lose consciousness?
Relax.
So whatever's holding it could let it go. So roll them over, give them another whack on the back. If that hasn't happened, they're now unconscious and not breathing.
Chest commotion.
Yep. What I'd like you to do first is breathe into them. Even though there's an obstruction in there, they've had a breathing problem, so they won't have as much oxygenated blood in their system. So you have to breathe into them first. And I know it's scary because you said there's an obstruction in there, but at that point they are unconscious and not breathing. Where's the furthest that obstruction could go? Yeah, lungs or the stomach. It's usually stuck at the back of their throat, somewhere here, blocking it. So it could block down and it could go at any point down here or wherever. If it goes all the way down to the stomach, fine, fantastic. If it goes down into their lungs, your lungs branch. It's not likely to go all the way, and even if it did and your lungs branch, you'd be breathing out of the other one. But what I'm trying to say is don't worry about making anything worse. They're unconscious, they're not breathing, it's pretty bad. You're going to have to give them 5 breaths in. So you're going to tilt the head and lift the chin to horizontal. You're going to breathe into them. You're going to give them 5 breaths. The chest may rise, it may not. But you have to make sure that you've opened the airway sufficiently by taking the tongue off the back of the throat. And then what you need to do is between the nipples, centre of the chest, up over the top. And when you are pushing down at any point with an adult baby or a child, you could end up dislodging that obstruction. And that's why you've got a really good chance of bringing them back to life if they have choked.